Okay, 3, 2, 1. Alright, welcome back everyone to CX5 Experience Episode 1. If you're new here, which I'm sure all of you are, let me explain what the podcast you're listening to is. CX5 Experience is a combination of every good podcast that's out there right now. The Joe Rogan podcast, the H3 podcast. The air conditioning just came on, so I'm sorry if there's some background sound, but we'll just be touching on like pop culture, catching up with friends, just hanging out. So it should be a good time, and I'm glad you're here for the season. So on today's episode, we got the one and only Daniel West. Daniel, how we doing?
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. So we haven't seen each other in months. So how have you been?
Not the best.
Not the best. Okay.
Not the best. In there's a range of how people are, and like, I'm doing super good. Everything's going right in my life, and I just became a drug addict, and I'm gonna kill myself. I'm somewhere in the middle, like most people are, but I'm more towards the bottom end.
All right, for sure. Okay. It's fun. So
it's fun.
Your summer, I'm guessing, was good, or?
No, my summer was a little bit lackluster.
Explain.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's backtrack real quick.
Okay.
So a couple months ago, we're in school, and then COVID breaks out, and we go back home. We all go online. What do you think of that?
I thought it was awful.
Awful.
It was contrary to the human condition to be doing school away from other people. That's the only way I've known school, and that's the only way I've known other people, is through school and through contact.
Yeah.
There's something so close to the human soul about being with others, seeing others, interacting, and giving yourself to them, that when that's taken away, part of your humanity is taken away. Those are my thoughts, at least.
All right, I can definitely feel that. It was definitely pretty boring. I was back in LA, so all the friends I had up here, we were just talking to each other on text and just catching up with each other, but it's little human interaction. It was bad.
The same thing for me. I live in this tiny little town in Arizona.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Pine Top Lakeside, representing the 928.
Ooh, okay. Where is that?
It's about 2.5 hours southeast of Flagstaff.
Okay. All right.
It's a little north of the Mogollon Rim.
Yep.
Near Sholo.
Okay, I know where that's at.
You know where Sholo is?
Yeah, I met someone this week from Sholo.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, I bet I know them. But the thing is I don't have a lot of friends back in my hometown.
Okay.
And people who want to hang out, and especially then this whole COVID situation hits and no one wants to hang out, no one wants to do anything. Everything you do socially is shut down. And so it's just spending time by myself, just with me and my family.
Okay.
And being with my family is great, but I needed to be with more people.
Yeah.
I needed more contact than I was getting, so it wasn't a great summer.
You have a lot of siblings, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I have a lot of siblings.
How many?
I've got 5 siblings.
Jeez Louise. I'm an only child.
My dad comes from a family of 8.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm an only child, so it was me and my dad. My dad worked from home.
Yeah.
And we were just cooped up in our rooms the whole summer, But yeah, so you didn't do anything fun this summer. You don't have a favorite memory.
I went to go visit my grandparents in Sioux Falls.
How's that?
It was really fun.
I visited my grandparents almost every week.
Really? They live near you?
So my grandma lives in Hawthorne, which is about 10 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
And my grandpa lives in El Camino Village.
Okay.
Which is 10-15 minutes away from me. So I go to lunch with my grandpa all the time, and then I get coffee with my grandma all the time, almost every week.
See, that's great.
It was great.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
I love my grandparents.
Yeah.
Shout out my grandparents. Love you
Shout
guys.
out to Connor's grandparents. You guys are doing great.
Yes. So, over the summer, did you read? How did you keep?
I read a lot of books. So I read 3 books by Peter Kreeft. They were about Socrates. And he was imagining if Socrates had come to life again and were debating people in academia, debating people in an abortion clinic, and debating philosophers. Okay. And so I read all 3 of those, and I thought they were really fascinating.
Really?
Yeah. You should get a chance to read them. It's Socrates. I forgot the titles of the books, but they're by Peter Kreeft. So.
Okay. All right, nice. I read the Gucci Mane autobiography.
Really?
Yes.
It's already time for him to put out an autobiography?
He put it out a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I read it in a day. It was captivating. I loved it.
Really? Gucci Mane. The only thing I know Gucci Mane for besides his music is when he was in court.
Okay.
And they said, "Are you guilty?"
Yeah, it sounds like a Gucci Mane as we know him now. Actually, Gucci Mane's kind of he's on a. Are you a fan? Have you listened to any Gucci at all?
I've listened to just the smallest amount of Gucci Mane.
Really?
The one I know the best is that one song he did with Doja Cat recently.
Okay. And were you a fan?
No.
No?
No.
He has some hits. He has a song called I Move Chicken.
Okay.
Which is a reference to other stuff. We won't talk about that, but that's a pretty good song.
We legally cannot talk about that.
There we go. Wink at the camera real quick. He has some good. He's definitely a legend in the trap music kind of landscape.
That's interesting.
So speaking of music, I know when you were on the radio show a couple times last semester, you were showing me new music. Did you listen to any new stuff over the summer? Or?
Yeah, my brother is always just like ahead of music, in sense of like how I listen to it. And so whatever he's listening to, I listen to it, and I'm like, oh, some of this is really good.
Yeah.
So he got me onto Sturgill Simpson and Tyler Childers.
Okay.
And they're two emerging country artists.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
My problem with country, the new stuff, so the old stuff is like Brooks and Dunn, for example.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, like that old Western music.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I can't get behind this new stuff.
I think you got to listen to Sturgill Simpson and Tyler
Really?
Childers.
Okay.
Because there's two kinds of country music. Where it's country music. There was this movie that came out a couple of years ago called Wild Rose.
Okay.
And it's about a Scottish woman with a child who wants to become a country singer.
Okay.
And she's got a tattoo on her arm that says 3 chords and the truth. And it's an old quote in country music that's all country music is. It's just 3 chords and the truth. And so that's the good country music. When you hear country music that you like, it's the truth. When men set out and write truth, that's good country music. And then there's people who write country music to get famous, like you can name half a dozen of them. Brad Paisleys,
that's what I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, and that's terrible country music. But as long as they're speaking the truth, that's country music.
My mom is getting into more and more country.
Yeah,
so
it's good. It's taking over the nation.
She's also she's really into Post Malone. You like Post Malone?
I like him more than some other rappers.
I wouldn't even consider him a rapper. He just makes like
he's a singer.
Pop music, just
sings about his
music.
drug addictions.
Yeah, I guess, but like I don't know. He just he's fun. He seems like a pretty down to earth person, and just seems like he doesn't take things too seriously. I don't know. I really like the vibe he puts off.
Yeah. He does a lot of drugs though. He drinks a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Those are when your parents are having you listen to music. One of the things they look at is whether or not the person's a good role model. And so look at Post Malone, and you're like, well, he's not the worst.
Yeah.
He's not like some of these rappers with felonies and murder charges, but he's
Yeah, things are pretty bad right now. When you were younger and you were listening to music, did your parents have you find the clean version of albums, or like I'll say for example, when I was younger, my parents were not giving me the explicit stuff. I just were sitting in my the computer room with my father, and he showed me Eminem's "Lose Yourself" for the first time.
Explicit?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's the first time I opened my ears, people talk like this, and then I loved Eminem, and then I found other rappers, and then I'm here where I'm now.
How old were you?
Elementary, early middle school.
That's crazy. They can't. My parents were so strict with swear words.
Okay.
They eventually got pretty lenient.
Okay.
But we could not watch PG-13 movies until we were 13 years old.
Wow.
And then as soon as I turned 13, that's when it started getting a little more lenient. So I never even learned what the F word was until I was 13, 14 years old. But the music. We also had the computer room. We had a family computer, and we had one family iPod, and we would download songs onto the family iPod and take turns listening to it. So all 6 of us, except Grace was little, so all 5 of us.
Yeah.
And so it was whatever my siblings wanted to download is what we would listen to.
Okay.
I didn't really pursue music that much until I was older.
Like, I'll say, for example, when I was younger, I listened to a lot of what my parents had on, so it was a lot of, like, alternative and rock music, and then I slowly developed into rap, and I really like R&B, and now I'm just kind of everywhere. Do you have two different genres you were listening to at a younger age versus now?
I still listen to the music that my parents listen to. I think it's so comforting and it's so familiar. It's like the old rock music that my dad would play and the ballads and things like that.
Yeah.
Is I listen to that and there's something so familiar about it and I really enjoy that. And I'm not super passionate about music, so I don't try to branch out as much as I should.
Yeah.
But I've tried to branch out into R&B and hip hop, and I've tried to do rap, and I've tried to do country, and I'm like not very successful at finding a music taste for me. So
definitely. Speaking of music, we like music.
We love music.
But at the end of the day, we're CMF majors. We're film majors.
That's right.
So we love movies.
Well,
wow.
Sound is half of movies.
So, yeah, very true. Sound plays a key role in movies. And I just want to say something. The sound on this, the air conditioning is currently blasting, and I'm worried this is going to be in the background the whole time. So
we work with what we've got.
It's all a trial. CX5 Radio, CX5 Experience, episode 1. So
I can show you in Audacity or in Audition how to get rid of this.
Okay. All right, so we'll do it after this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about movies.
Let's talk about movies.
What is this summer we spent a lot of time inside, correct?
A lot of time inside.
So you were looking for things that felt comfortable, that made you feel back at home.
Yeah.
What movie would that be that makes you like comfort food, but it's your comfort movie?
See, because there were movies we watched a bunch when we were kids because they were deemed safe by the parents.
Okay.
And so we would watch those on Friday nights. Freaky Friday is the one we watch the most.
Okay.
And I hate watching them now. They're so dumb and I hate them so much.
Really?
But there were movies when I started to watch movies for myself that I really freaking enjoy, like Transformers.
That's
or
a good one.
Other action movies that are just like, wow.
Yeah.
They just fill my brain with the serotonin.
Those Michael Bay films are almost like spectacles, like an event you go to.
Yeah.
Because they're just so, what's up?
No. Because you know how Martin Scorsese was saying Marvel films are like theater parks?
Yeah.
Or like
theme parks. Yeah.
And the Marvel folks were like, they're films.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael Bay would say like, yeah, I'll sell tickets to this theme park because look how freaking cool it is.
Yeah. Has Michael Bay put out anything recently?
I think the last thing he did was that last Transformers, which wasn't too hot, but I think he's got another one planned. Not sure.
Okay, I'll definitely have to keep up with him. You have any other favorite directors?
I like good directors.
You like good directors?
Here's the thing, is I don't have favorites. I don't like to choose and pick.
Okay.
I'm such an acquiescer and such a people pleaser. And so whenever there's a good director and I see a movie and I'm like, I like that movie, I like this director. So I've got a list of probably like hundreds of people that are like fit under good directors and then probably like 2 or 3 people who are bad directors.
Okay.
But don't ask me who they are because I forgot their names.
Yeah. This summer I got really into Francis Ford Coppola's Godfather because I've never seen it before.
You've never seen The Godfather?
That was fantastic.
Fantastic
film. Let me tell you. I think so. I have to be honest with the listeners. I did not watch 3 because I was advised 3 is atrocious.
I was advised the same way.
So I loved 1, and I loved the scenes with the Don before he died.
Yeah.
Because he dies pretty like halfway through, right?
Yeah.
But I thought number 2 was fantastic. It was probably the best one of the series.
I did not like the set design of 2.
Okay.
I thought it looked pretty tacky.
I don't know. It looked like they were in Italy, right?
Yeah. For part of it, maybe. It's been a little while since I've seen 2 and 1, but I remember. I think I liked 1 more than I liked 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Something about it is just.
Yeah. I went back and I watched some of the Tarantinos. I watched Pulp Fiction, which is a classic. I've seen it before, but I forgot how good of a movie that was.
Pulp Fiction?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love that one.
Why?
It was a little different than what I was expecting. the first Tarantino movie I saw was Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And so I liked the ultra-violence against Nazis. I like everything about it. And then I saw Pulp Fiction, and there was something about the formula that was a little strange to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something about the ending that was a little strange to me.
Okay.
And there was something about that one scene in the basement of that one shop that was unsettling, and I didn't like that. So not my favorite.
So I think my favorite is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think. Have you seen Jackie Brown?
Not yet.
Jackie Brown was definitely one of his worst, probably, but I
Okay.
still kind of enjoyed it. Django Unchained, that was good.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is good.
Oh, Reservoir Dogs was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So so do you have a favorite genre? Or are you just kind of all over the place?
I don't like horror.
Why? I love horror movies.
I get so scared.
I think that's part of the fun.
I don't, because I get scared. I don't like it.
Hey, shout out my aunt, because me and her love horror movies.
Ooh.
The Conjuring. I was a big fan of the Paranormal Activity stuff, and then it kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah.
It kind of fell off, got kind of weird, did some weird things.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Peele doesn't really. He makes horror movies. He makes like thrillers.
Yeah, thriller.
I think he's the best in the game right now. I think he's
Probably
the best of that craft. Yeah, obviously love comedies, but I love like well thought out comedies. And what I mean by that is
not Grown-Ups too.
no, like the slapstick stuff. I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Cheap-
gonna laugh
cheap
at
humor.
this guy get socked in his face. Even though Jackass, with Johnny Knoxville in them, I
Yeah.
like that. Have you seen that?
Of course.
That's good. That's a good one.
Because it's actually them getting hurt. That's
Yeah.
actually funny.
Yeah.
If I saw David Spade getting slapped in the nuts with a sledgehammer,
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're in the time of COVID right now, and
We're in
movie
the time of
theaters
COVID.
are closed.
Actually.
Hold on.
Harkins Theaters
Did-
opened on Friday.
Okay, so
And
here's
we
the thing.
went and saw the New Mutants. Me and my roommates did.
Okay, and how? So tell me about that, because that's fascinating. So yes, please tell me about that.
Yeah, we were dying. We were just dying to see a movie. And so we looked up the opening date, and it was on Friday.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's find the best movie there, and it's the New Mutants.
Yep.
That's what we thought. And we went and saw the movie, and it was so freaking adequate.
Really?
It was just literally just touched the bar. And we were so happy with it because we were able to see movies again.
What? So was it? So tell me everything. Was the theater busy? Was it packed?
So they're letting only a certain amount of people into the actual theaters, but it was not busy at all.
Okay.
We went at like 2 o'clock on a Friday,
Mhm.
which I thought would have been like a very busy time at Friday at any time, but there was no one there.
All right.
So if you get the chance, listener,
So how does it work?
Hop down.
Same thing as just what
Yeah.
it was back in the day.
same thing except you're wearing a mask.
And did you have to wear a mask while you're sitting down watching the movie?
Yeah, unless you're eating something.
I cannot. So the problem I have with glasses, as
Oh
the
yeah.
viewers don't know, but I wear glasses, and they fog up so easily,
Yeah.
and I hate them. I can go maybe an hour. I have to wear a mask at the checkout room where I'm working, and
Yeah.
it fogs up the whole time.
Did you take smoke breaks where you can take your mask off?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Would you pick up smoking?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
Would you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it looks cool, and it calms you down.
I just listeners, I want to say something. CX5 Experience and radio and any CX5 incorporated things do not support the use of tobacco, really any drugs in general.
Yes, I do not support or endorse the use of tobacco in any cases.
Oh, what's
It is a
going?
personal choice. The theater, I got popcorn and a soda, and
Uh-huh.
it felt so familiar.
Was there anyone in the theater?
Yeah, there was a couple people.
Okay, and
So-
they separated up, like you have a bunch of seats between you guys.
So you're allowed to sit in seats of like pairs,
Mhm.
and then there's 2 seats in between those pairs that you're not allowed to sit in.
Oh, okay,
So they sell a theater to like 50 or 60 people capacity,
okay.
and then after that,
Were the tickets cheaper?
they were because we went on a matinee,
Yeah.
so it was like $8, I think.
I read somewhere that like AMC was doing 25-cent tickets. Yeah, that's kind
When-
of insane.
when
They're gonna be hurting though, because
They're gonna be here.
it's been closed for a while. I think
They went
sometimes I
bankrupt,
think
didn't they?
about like how many things have been closed for months. Like Disneyland has been closed for months.
Disneyland is not gonna suffer from this.
It's not, but it's missing out on millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I have
okay.
a good friend whose dad works for Disney, and Sometimes he tells me like they're out millions already. Like that's crazy.
Disney is one of the only companies I'm okay seeing go down the drain.
Why?
I don't like them.
You don't like Disney?
They're too big.
They're too big.
They're too big.
You're not a Bob Iger fan?
No. He's done too much.
Who's your favorite?
They make too much money.
Who's your favorite entrepreneur?
I don't know if I have a list in my back pocket.
I'm a Bezos man.
Bezos?
I think Bezos has he's pushed us in the future. I like Musk.
He's pushed him into the future.
But
he's left all his workers and the sweatshop factories he sources out of China.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not a fan of what Bezos practices, but I think what he's doing is going to send us into the future. I think
he's going to send us into a dystopian future.
I think malls are going to become very obsolete. I think I think in life everything's going to change. I think everything's going to be one click away. No more going out to store, which I'm going to miss though, because I like going to Ralph's.
Well, yeah. And so that's one of these things too, is going to the store is an integral part of a human experience.
Yeah.
So if you cut that out and you just spend more time at home, it's just like doing online learning from school.
Have you seen WALL-E?
Yeah.
So you know how they're on the ship and they're all like, you go around on little carts and don't do anything with their day because everything's a click away. They don't need to exercise any muscles to get something or.
It's the future Bezos wants.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's the richest man in the world. I forgot. Have you know how much he has? Billions of dollars.
120 some, I think.
That's wow. That's insane. What would you do with all that money? If I gave you $1 billion right now, what would be the first thing you'd buy?
I'd bury it.
You'd bury it?
No, I'd give it away.
Why?
Okay, money is one of the most evil things in this world.
Very true.
It corrodes your soul. Greed poisons you like nothing else.
One of the 7 deadly sins.
It's one of the top 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
Right after pride, I think it's greed.
Yep.
And then lust. But I can have a full ranking of the 7 deadly sins later. But I think if I had $1 billion, I would take half of it and give it away. Try and solve like homelessness. Just go into streets.
Yeah.
And just like give people money. And then with the other $1 billion, I think I'd bury it.
Okay. You wouldn't no generational wealth.
No.
Pass it on to your children.
No.
No.
I'd give them just enough to survive.
No.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of good thoughts on this because I haven't thought about it for a long time. So my opinion on this could change.
Okay.
Please don't think that's my only opinion and that's the way it's going to be.
You like Elon Musk?
No.
No, why not?
I don't like billionaires.
Just in general?
Yeah.
I think Elon Musk, he's kind of crazy, but I think he's going to push us into the future too.
I think he's going to push us further into the past.
Really?
The technology gets better and better and our humanity gets lower and lower. We forget what it means to be a human. What does love mean?
What does it mean?
What does kindness mean?
What does love mean when love is a swipe away?
What is a swipe away? Oh, that's poetry.
Listen, they don't call me the Shakespeare invented you for nothing, bro.
Shakespeare invented you.
Yep.
But no.
Not a fan. Have you seen the Tesla truck?
I have.
We talked about this on the radio, right? Yes.
We did?
I think so.
It would have been a popular topic when it came out. Because everyone was talking about it. How it's just an abomination against God.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's cool.
I think it could be cool. But if I were driving down the road and see one, I would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So what else big happened this summer besides, obviously COVID kind of took over everything. Oh, yeah. We went through a whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. Did you go to any protests?
I didn't. I was pretty far away.
El Segundo had a couple protests, so that was pretty good to see everyone come out and to support this great movement. And yeah. We're not going to touch too much on this because it's kind of a touchy subject.
Because it is touchy. But it did happen.
Yeah.
So that's something we can mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, there's fires everywhere in California right now. This year sucks.
You could pick any year from here to 1980 and say there's been fires in California every year.
Yeah, exactly. So, did you hear about the death of Chadwick Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman died?
Yeah. He passed away like 2 days ago.
Really?
Yes, from cancer.
Now, remind me, which one's Chadwick Boseman?
Have you seen Black Panther?
Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He died. But he had cancer. He died.
Yeah, I forgot what kind of cancer it was, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's awful.
But speaking of movies, I know we keep going on tangents, but
That's okay.
back to theaters.
This show is made of tangents.
Yeah, exactly. The CX5 Experience is anything you want it to be, honestly.
Yeah.
So theaters are opening. They're open already.
Some of them.
I am ecstatic about a little movie called Tenet. Are you excited? It comes out September 4th.
Yes.
Fun fact, September 5th. Ready? What is it, Daniel?
September the 5th?
Yep.
Remember? No, that's November the 5th.
That's my birthday.
September the 5th is Connor's birthday.
Yes,
I have
that's
that
right,
one
listeners.
loaded.
This weekend, if you want to send me a birthday message, my Snapchat is crdaniels00. I'm not going to give you my number because...
Just giving that out, huh?
Well, yeah, it's my Snapchat. I don't really care.
Okay.
But I'm not going to give out any more personal information. But yeah, feel free to send a birthday invitation or a birthday message. But yeah, so this Friday, Tenet opens. I think I'm going to be there Thursday night.
Thursday night.
I'm excited. Are you excited for that movie?
It looks very intriguing.
I think Christopher Nolan is one of the best directors out there.
He definitely has a shtick,
Mm-hmm.
and he really knows how to stick to it.
Yeah.
And make just like such quality films within his niche.
Yeah.
So he was like, I want to make movies about time.
Yeah.
And then.
Have you seen Interstellar?
No. Well, okay, no, I did see Interstellar, but I wasn't a fan.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Did you see obviously The Dark Knight Returns?
The Dark Knight. I saw The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight.
You mean
but
Batman Begins?
Batman Begins and The Dark Knight.
Rises?
I didn't see the one with Bane.
That's Rises.
Okay.
Returns is the best with Heath Ledger as Joker.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Heath Ledger one time. But yeah, so will you be seeing Tenet as well?
I'll be seeing it.
It looks good. I'm very fascinated. I don't really have a whole understanding of what it is, but I know. I remember from the trailer, they were mentioning about he was like, so we shoot with this, and then and it's a gun, and the guy's like, no, you catch the bullets with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, my mind exploded.
I saw another trailer, and from what I saw, it looked kind of like he can reverse time.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay.
In certain situations, so it's going to be really interesting to see what that's about.
I'm excited. It's probably going to be another 3-hour epic. Are you a fan of these 3-hour movies, or do you think it's too long?
I am sometimes a fan for them, because sometimes I'm in the mood for a 90-minute movie.
Okay.
Just something short, quick, lots of action, make my heart pump, and then I
Yeah.
go. But sometimes I want to sit there and watch Shakespeare in the Park.
Okay.
So.
Because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I thought that was worth it. Godfather's 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was worth it.
Yeah.
It's kind of slow, but
You got to have a different expectation when you walk into a 3-hour movie. It's not like it's going to be grabbing you at every corner, like a 90-minute Transformers movie would.
But I do love those movies where you can just go in and kind of just turn your brain off.
Those are nice.
Just sit there.
Those are nice. I watched Dragon Ball Z Broly.
Never heard of it.
It is an animated film about Dragon Ball.
Okay.
And that was a very short movie, and half of it was the last fight scene. And it was just these 3 Japanese animated dudes fighting each other. And it was so entertaining.
Do you watch any manga?
No.
No? What's up?
Anime.
No, is it? Oh,
Manga
manga's the comic book thing.
Yep.
Anime.
I don't watch that.
I got into Cowboy Bebop this summer.
Really?
Pretty good.
You like it?
Yeah, it was good. It was very action heavy, and I like the artwork. I like the art design.
Okay.
So that was pretty interesting. But
I watched half of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
It's a more serious anime, and it only ran for 1 season.
Okay.
So I still have to finish it.
Okay.
But it was getting kind of heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your prediction about COVID-19? When do you think this will all be over? Or do you see it ever being over? Because right now I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
So I have some right-wing family members.
Okay.
We live in rural Arizona.
Yeah.
What can you expect?
Exactly.
And they insist.
It's a hoax?
No.
Shout out Jeff, my neighbor. He'll probably never hear this, but if my parents are listening, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Some people I've been talking to say that COVID is going to end as soon as the election is over.
Ooh.
It was all manufactured from the beginning. Boop, 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 boop. Election. Oh, nice clean sweep. COVID's gone. You don't have to worry about it.
All right.
But I think I think people are going to drag it out for as long as possible.
Here's a real question that not as touchy. How long do you think we're going to wear masks for? Do you think years, you think?
No, not years. Months.
I don't know. I see us. I think the new norm is going to be if you're sick, you're going to wear a mask.
I think that can change pretty quickly. People like not having masks on.
No, I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't like masks.
And so as soon as the CDC recommends, like you don't have to wear a mask in public anymore, no one's going to do it.
Do you remember when it used to be don't get in groups larger than 10 people and stand 6 feet away from each other?
Yeah.
And now we're here?
Well, I remember when it was first coming out in March, they were like 250.
Okay.
No groups larger than 250. And I was like, sheesh, that's kind of harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was 50 people. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then it was 10, and I was like, we saw hope trickle away. But now we're seeing hope come back again because we're getting into life. Things are getting more normal. Businesses are opening again.
LA is still or California, I guess, we're not doing so hot right now.
Yeah.
The cases
they're not doing a lot hot in a lot of different areas.
Yes, exactly. The cases in Arizona are coming down though.
A little bit.
Yeah, which is good. My roommate Kyle, who's in his room right now, his mother is a nurse, and she said it was pretty bad there for a second. She was
because they live
floors
in the
were
valley.
packed.
Right?
No, yeah, they live in the Valley, Phoenix area, Peoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah.
Did your hometown have a lot of cases, or?
Well, I live right next to the Navajo Nation.
Okay.
And so there were a lot of. We have the major hospital in the area of the Navajo Nation.
Okay.
And so a lot of cases went to Summit Healthcare.
Okay.
From the nation.
All right. Yeah, El Segundo, so LA was a hot spot, obviously.
Yeah.
But El Segundo didn't have that many, and then every week it seemed like it was almost multiplying by 2. It was bad. So it was a lot of just walking my dog around the town. Yeah, it's pretty slow summer, let me say.
Pretty slow summer. And imagine, that's just what being like 35 is like.
Yeah. All right. Did you take online summer school?
No, I don't take summer school. It's not covered in my scholarship. So.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, okay, go on.
No. I bought some equipment for classes this fall. So.
Yeah. I don't know. We probably touch off this, but
we could touch it off.
I took 2 summer courses, and then I took I wrote a screenplay over the summer.
Oh, see, I wrote a screenplay too.
Okay, nice.
How long was yours?
Like 10 pages.
Okay, I went 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the writing process? My mind is brain fart.
There's 2 favorite parts. Most of it sucks, but then when you get in a groove and you're in a headspace where you're like, I know exactly what I'm writing and I know what I'm gonna write next, and you're just typing and you feel so good at what you're doing.
Yeah. That
feels really good. And then I love showing my work to other people.
Yeah.
And getting compliments and being like, you did this right. This is good. I like this character. And
I like constructive criticism. Are you in Shinyi's screenwriting this semester?
No, I took that last semester.
Okay.
Is it 229?
Yeah. You took it last semester?
Yeah, I took it with Haroon.
Okay, I love Haroon. Shout out Haroon. Shout out Shinyi.
I love Haroon as a person.
Okay.
I could sit and listen to him for like 4 or 5 hours and just listen to him talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the best at giving us assignments or like making us do things. So we worked on the midterm until the final.
Okay.
So we did one project throughout the whole class.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Let's hear some ideas, bro. We got plenty of time.
So I was.
Hold on, I just want to say something real quick. Who's the manager now? Bailey left, so.
Scout and Jimmy.
They were like 2 hours. The experienced people can go 2 hours. I don't know if I had 2 hours in me, bro.
For what?
For the podcast. 2 hours for the podcast.
Oh yeah. 2 hours is a long time. You need a lot of content.
Very true.
You need a lot of thoughts. You need someone who talks a lot.
I think we'll go like 45 minutes. We're at the 37-minute mark right now.
Yeah, we can stretch it.
Yeah.
We can talk about what we had for lunch.
Yeah, well, exactly.
But let me pitch these ideas.
Yes, let's go.
I was pitching them, so I'm in the writer's room for UTV.
Okay, so, I was in the writer's room first semester of my freshman year.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Who's the head of that?
Chloe and Elijah.
Okay, that's different than what I had.
Yeah, who was the head of it? When was it like a teacher?
Brian.
I think I know the Brian. Yeah. But here, so one of my ideas is called Chinese fire drill.
Chinese fire, okay.
And it's about a patron who walks into a restaurant and eats his meal and is so dissatisfied with it. He gets up and goes to the chef and is like, this is terrible. I can do better than you. And the chef gets all up in arms and he's like, no, you're terrible. I can do better than you. And so they decide to switch roles, and the guy cooks as a chef for the night, and the chef decides to be a patron for the night. And I call it Chinese fire drill.
All right.
And I thought that one was fairly clever.
Any other ideas?
Yeah. I had one called Damned to Hell.
Okay.
Where a guy dies and then he's awaiting his judgment in hell.
Okay.
And he's like sitting on this like ride, like Disneyland's A Small World.
Okay.
And he's just going through and he's just shown these images of what his torture is going to be. And it just gets worse and worse and worse, like plucking of the fingernails to taking out his entrails and like tying them around him,
bro.
ripping his legs off and they grow back, and so things like that, and the pains just get worse and worse and worse, and he's like, what's it gonna be, oh my god, what am I gonna suffer with for the rest of eternity?
Oh man,
and
that
he
sounds
gets to
kinda dark.
he gets to the end,
and
it's nothing.
Wow.
He gets to the end and it's just him alone. His punishment is to be alone for the rest of eternity.
That sounds dark.
Heavy stuff. We got heavy thoughts on the mind.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Anyway. So those were what I was thinking.
All right.
So if you want to try and write one of them.
I mean, yeah. The second idea, the damn the hell, was a good idea. I like the idea. It's just very dark.
Very dark.
You put you in a dark place.
I was trying to, because a bunch of the kids in the class were going to pitch horror ideas.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I need to compete with these horror ideas.
Yeah.
So let me try and do something horror. And I was like, what's the scariest thing? It's like, oh, being alone forever in hell. That's the scariest thing. And so stupid me in my theological brain thought that was scary.
All right. What's your, what program do you use?
I use Celtex right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to get Final Draft just because it's so much easier.
Yeah.
But it's kind of expensive, so I'm holding off.
Yeah, do you have a year subscription to Celtics?
No, I don't subscribe to Celtics.
Oh, you don't?
It's free.
It wasn't free for me.
It's free.
I paid a pretty penny for it, so.
Yeah, at the bottom of it, because it says like, oh, upgrade your Celtics subscription. And you go down to the bottom, and it says, no thanks, I'll continue with my limited free plan.
Yeah, I thought that ends after a while, though.
Nope. I'm still using it. I've been using it for like a year and a half. You only get 3 screenplays though. So I just delete one and then make another one.
Oh, little finesse. Can't scam the system.
Can't scam. Well, so what I actually do is create 3 TV shows.
Yeah.
And then in each one of those you get 10 episodes, and the episodes can be as long as you want.
Yeah.
So really, I have 30 screenplays that I can.
Wow.
Do. Daniel,
I'm not gonna lie. You are NAU's biggest scammer.
That's what they told us to do in the writers' room. They told us to do that. They were like, get on Celtics and scam the. So
what's your favorite aspect?
Love dialogue, because I just think the ways I want to talk in my head. Like sometimes I'm so timid. I'm like, would you please? And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk like that. And then I can type how I want to talk, and that just makes me feel really good.
Yeah, I feel. I get my thoughts out much better behind the keys. Typing lets you think it out and sound it out in your head and
press the backspace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish it was a backspace for life, bro.
That's what Click is about.
That's why it's one of the best movies out.
Click?
Yep, with Adam Sandler.
With Adam Sandler?
One of my favorites.
Wow, yep. We only show and review classy movies.
All right.
Like Click with Adam Sandler.
Click was good. Did you see Sonic?
No.
No, I heard that was coming back to theaters.
It is in theaters.
So going way back to our theater conversation.
Yeah.
What movies were playing?
Okay, so we had Sonic, The New Mutants, Words on Bathroom Walls, and the rest of them were like I didn't know. They were either smaller movies, local movies, or just movies that I didn't know. Because I haven't been seeing movie trailers and I haven't been following up on IMDb like I usually do.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what's out.
All right.
So, but there was like 7 or 8 movies that you can see.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Pretty decent chunk.
What's your opinion on this whole straight to demand thing? Because when theaters were closed, everything was coming.
Oh, I think it's garbage.
Really?
I was gonna swear there, but
yeah, watch the language. It's not like I can edit it out or anything.
I think it's such a terrible way to watch a movie at home.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Sometimes it's like all right.
Yeah.
And if you're just watching it so you can see what it's about, yeah. But the way to watch a movie is in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, there's something about the theater experience that I just loved it at.
It keeps you coming back.
Yeah.
God. Freud thought it was prenatal.
Did you watch any straight to demand movies?
We watched Onward on Disney Plus because it was free. Technically, that was a demand movie.
Okay.
It was all right.
I watched. It's called King of Staten Island.
Oh yeah. I really wanted to see that one.
It was good. It wasn't my favorite thing, but I thought it was heartwarming and I liked it. It was a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Pete Davidson is making good stuff now.
I love Pete Davidson. He's good.
I watch, because I've been following him for a little while, and I'm like, I love the stuff he makes. He's such a cool figure,
Yeah.
He struggles with mental health. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I saw an interview with him with Charlemagne the God, and I was like, wow, I just respect this guy so much more. The things he talked about, going to AA, going to rehab. He said he's been to rehab twice. Yeah. That's like some real stuff, man. Yeah. Everything
he's very transparent.
Experienced. Yeah.
With that being said, I think
that's 45.
45 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to CX5 Experience, Episode 1. We plan on doing this every week. I want to continue it after the school ends. I will have better mics next time, so if you heard the air conditioning in the back the whole time, I'm so sorry, but Daniel said he was going to help me out with it after this. So yeah, thank you so much for listening.
We can pray to God.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good day. I know. And okay, anything you want to say?
In the words of Saint Padre Pio, pray, hope, and don't worry.
Find what makes you happy and follow that. Okay, that's it. All right, bye guys.